The machine doesn't need to replace you. It just needs to outperform you. March 14th, 2025. A dashboard loaded on Rachel Tan's screen at 9:07 a.m. She had been a senior customer service manager at a mid-size e-commerce company in Minneapolis for 8 years. Built the training program from scratch, wrote the scripts, designed the escalation flows, hired and coached 45 agents who handled everything from shipping complaints to billing disputes. Her team was the best in the division. She had the metrics to prove it. The dashboard was a 6-month pilot report. AI agents running alongside her best human team since September. Same ticket types, same customer base, same satisfaction surveys. Rachel designed the performance benchmarks herself. Resolution time, satisfaction score, first contact resolution, escalation frequency. She built these metrics to evaluate her team, to prove they were good. The AI scored higher on every one. Resolution time, 43% faster. Satisfaction, 4 points higher on a 10-point scale. First contact resolution, 11% better. Escalation rate, 60% lower. Not on cherry-picked cases. Across the full spectrum. Her best agents, the ones she spent years training, outperformed by a system running 6 months. Rachel stared at the dashboard. The numbers were not wrong. She designed the benchmarks. She knew what they measured, and they measured her team against a standard her team could not reach. The dashboard was not comparing AI to humans. It was ranking her team against it. Her team lost. This is not a story about Rachel. This is a story about 5 industries where AI did not just match human performance. It passed it, not in a lab, not in a controlled experiment. In actual workplaces, with actual customers, patients, legal cases, financial transactions, and code shipping to production. Measured, documented, benchmarked. Most people think AI is coming for low-skill work. Factory floors, data entry, call centers running scripted conversations. That is the 2015 version. In 2025, AI outperforms humans in medical diagnosis, legal research, customer service, code generation, and financial analysis. Not in theory, in measured output. And in each of these industries, the quality standard, the benchmark for what counts as good work, is no longer set by the best human. It is set by the AI. This is Last Shift, where we document what happens when work begins to change. 5 industries, 5 benchmark flips. By the time we reach the 5th, you will understand why this pattern is not about technology replacing workers. It is about technology replacing the standard. And the standard does not negotiate. The first industry, medical diagnostics. Most people believe AI in medicine is experimental, a research tool, maybe useful for screening, but years away from anything clinical. Doctors are irreplaceable. Medicine is judgment, experience, the human touch. That belief is 5 years out of date. Over 700 AI models have been cleared by the FDA for clinical use in the United States. Not experimental, not awaiting approval. Cleared, deployed. Running in hospitals and imaging centers right now. Most in radiology and pathology, where diagnosis depends on pattern recognition across images. In 2024, researchers introduced Chief, a clinical histopathology AI system. Trained on massive volumes of pathology data, it achieved 96% accuracy across 19 cancer types. Not one kind, 19. It could predict survival outcomes directly from tissue slides. Identify genetic mutations from images alone. Something most pathologists cannot do without separate testing. That same year, a randomized clinical trial tested a large language model against practicing physicians on diagnostic reasoning. Real clinical complexity. The AI scored 92%. Physicians scored 80%. In breast cancer screening, deep learning models demonstrated higher sensitivity and fewer false positives than experienced radiologists reading alone. The AI does not fatigue at scan 41, does not lose concentration after 5 hours. Reads Scan 1 and Scan 1000 with identical precision. The benchmark for diagnostic accuracy is no longer the senior radiologist with 30 years of experience. It is the algorithm trained on millions of images, including images that radiologists annotated. By 2025, 90% of U.S. hospitals utilized AI for diagnosis or monitoring, not replacing doctors. As a first reader, a triage layer. The system reads the scan before the doctor, flags what matters, routes what is urgent, catches what the human might miss. The doctor is still there, still makes the call, but the bar for acceptable diagnostic performance has moved. Moved by a machine that never has a bad day, never gets tired, and reads every scan with the same precision at 2 a.m. and 2 p.m. Next time you get a medical scan, the AI probably read it first. Your doctor sees it second. The second industry. Customer service. Most people think AI customer service means chatbots. Clunky, scripted, frustrating. I do not understand your question. Let me transfer you. The technology that makes you press 08 times to talk to a human. That version existed. It was terrible. It trained everyone to believe AI customer service would always be terrible. In 2025, AI customer service agents are not chatbots. They are language models with full access to account data, order history, policy databases, and escalation protocols. They understand context, handle multi-step requests, resolve billing disputes, process returns, modify orders, troubleshoot technical issues. Not by following a script, by understanding the actual problem and routing to the fastest resolution. Shopify deployed AI assistants handling the majority of customer interactions across their merchant platform. 24 hours a day, every language, no hold times, no shift changes. Resolution rates matching or exceeding the human benchmark on routine inquiries. Zendesk built AI agents into its core product. Their data shows AI resolving tickets at rates comparable to experienced human agents on the ticket types, making up the overwhelming majority of volume. Password resets, shipping updates, refund requests, order modifications, repetitive, high volume, time sensitive. The industry is not predicting this. It is measuring it. Companies target 50 to 100% automation. Estimates project AI handling 95% of all customer interactions within 3 years. The standard for response time is set by a system that responds in seconds, every time. Human agents are not competing with the next desk anymore. They are competing with always on. What remains for humans is what AI cannot do yet. Complex emotional situations. Angry customers needing empathy, not efficiency. Escalations requiring judgment and the ability to break policy. That work matters, but it is a fraction of total volume, and a fraction of the headcount it used to justify. When you contact support and get an instant, accurate answer, that was the AI. The human handles what AI could not figure out. That list gets shorter every quarter. We are not even halfway, and the pattern is getting clearer. The third industry, legal. Most people believe law requires human judgment, nuance, ethics. AI can crunch numbers, but it cannot practice law. AI does not practice law. It does the research and review that junior associates spent 3 years of law school and 5 years of billable hours, learning 63% faster. Law firm AI adoption went from 19% to 79% in 1 year. 2023 to 2024. Not gradual. A cliff. 73% of legal professionals plan to use AI daily. CoCounsel, built by Case Text and acquired by Thomson Reuters, is an AI legal research assistant used by major firms. Reads case law, identifies precedent, analyzes contracts, drafts summaries, tasks that took associates days. CoCounsel handles them in minutes. Reads every filing in every jurisdiction simultaneously. Harvey AI, used by firms including Allen and Overy, handles contract analysis, due diligence regulatory research. processes thousands of pages and identifies risk clauses, obligations, compliance gaps at a speed no human team matches. Case discovery rates doubled with AI. Document review 63% faster. Legal tech market projected to triple to $65.5 billion by 2036. Money following measured performance gains. Law is the most documented profession in human history. Every opinion, ruling, brief, statute. Centuries of structured, searchable text. Perfect training data. The junior associate's primary skill, navigating this archive, finding precedent, checking citations, is exactly what AI does. Not creativity, not judgment. Pattern matching across a text database. Pattern matching is what AI does best. The benchmark for legal research speed is no longer the thorough associate pulling an all-nighter. It is a platform that reads every case ever filed in the time it takes to type the question. That degree cost $200,000. The AI tool costs $50 a month. It reads faster than any graduate. The fourth industry, software development. Most people believe coding is creative problem solving, design thinking, architectural decisions, human mind understanding complex systems. Some of that is true. Most of what developers do daily is not. Writing functions, debugging errors, translating requirements into code, writing tests, stitching APIs together. Structured, repeatable, documentable. GitHub Copilot's 2024 Impact Report found developers completed tasks 55% faster using the tool. Real work in real code bases at real companies. Millions use Copilot daily. Code completion rate climbed from 42 to 65% AI-generated or assisted. On Human Eval, the standardized code generation benchmark, GPT-4 achieved 96.3% accuracy, 30.4% improvement since 2021. On SWE Bench, testing real-world software engineering problems from actual GitHub issues, performance jumped from 4.4% to 71.7% in 1 year. Cursor, an AI-native code editor, gives the model full codebase context. Engineers report writing less code from scratch. AI handles boilerplate, test cases, documentation refactoring. The engineer handles architecture and design decisions. OpenAI's chief product officer predicted AI would surpass human coders in competitive benchmarks by end of 2205. By fall, that prediction had come true. The benchmark for code output is no longer the senior developer. It is the developer using AI tools. The one who does not use them writes the same code in twice the time. That gap is measurable. Visible. On a dashboard your manager reads. If you are a developer not using AI tools, you are already slower than colleagues who do. The comparison is not theoretical. The fifth, the one nobody sees coming. Financial analysis. Most people believe finance is judgment, intuition, market feel. Reading between the lines of an earnings report. That skill takes decades. AI does not have intuition. It has something more useful. Scale. Algorithmic trading handles over 70% of U.S. equity volume. The majority of daily stock market transactions executed by systems analyzing price movements, order flow, news sentiment, macroeconomic signals faster than any human can read a headline. Renaissance Technologies, Citadel, 2 Sigma, the most consistently profitable funds in financial history. Quantitative. Their edge is not human judgment. AI and statistical models processing millions of data points per second. These funds outperformed human-managed portfolios for decades. The benchmark for investment returns has been set by machines since before most investors knew what quantitative trading was. Stripe's AI fraud detection processes millions of transactions in real time, identifies patterns human analysts miss, geographies, time zones, device fingerprints, behavioral signatures. A human analyst reviews 20 flagged cases per hour. The AI evaluates every transaction as it happens. Goldman Sachs estimated AI performs work equivalent to 300 junior analysts. Entry-level positions in financial analysis declining, not because work disappeared, because systems handle it without training, mentoring, or salary negotiation. The benchmark for financial analysis accuracy is set by systems processing volumes no human team could read in a lifetime. SEC filings, earnings transcripts, macroeconomic data, satellite imagery, transaction data. The AI reads all of it. Simultaneously, the analyst reads a summary. Here is the inversion. Finance-funded AI, venture capital, private equity, investment banks, built the infrastructure, funded the labs, the GPU clusters, the model training. The industry that invested in AI is now being restructured by its own investment. The bet they made is automating the people who made it. The machine does not replace workers. It replaces the standard. And the standard does not negotiate. 5 industries. Same mechanism. Medical diagnostics. Customer service. Legal. Software, finance. In each one, AI did not eliminate the profession. Did not replace every worker overnight. What it did was quieter. It moved the benchmark. Diagnostic accuracy now set by a system that never fatigues. Response time set by a system that never sleeps. Legal research speed set by a platform reading every case filed. Code output set by developers using AI tools. Financial analysis set by systems processing data no human can match. The humans did not get worse. The measuring stick changed. Once it changed, every worker in those industries was measured against a new standard. A standard set by something that does not take breaks, does not call in sick, does not negotiate raises. AI does not replace workers. It replaces the benchmark. Once the benchmark moves, the math changes. 45 agents become 18. 12 radiologists become a subscription. The people who remain do what AI cannot. But what AI cannot do gets redefined every 6 months. The AI does not get a salary, does not need benefits, does not take sick days. Every human in these 5 industries competes against that now. Not against each other, against something that does not negotiate. October 2025. Rachel Tan. Minneapolis. Team went from 45 to 18. Same ticket volume. Higher satisfaction scores. AI handles Tier 1, handles most of Tier 2. What is left for humans is Tier 3. Angry customers. Complex problems. Cases where the company needs to break policy to keep someone. Work that requires a human to say, "I understand," and mean it. Rachel manages the AI training pipeline now. Reviews cases where AI failed, writes corrections, feeds them back. Managing the system that replaced 2/3 of her team. Using benchmarks she designed to make it better. Teaching it patterns she spent 8 years learning. Her job did not disappear. It changed, became smaller, more specialized, harder to replace, but harder to justify at the same salary with the same team size. She reports to a VP managing 3 times the volume with 1/3 the people. The VP's dashboard looks excellent. Rachel built the benchmark. The AI beat it. Now she trains the AI to beat it by more. Every industry on this list believed it was different. Medicine too complex. Law too nuanced. Finance requires judgment. Software is creative. Customer service needs empathy. AI did not argue with any of those beliefs. It just outperformed the measurable part. And the measurable part is what justified the head count. Which of these 5 will be fully AI run first? Drop your prediction in the comments. Come back in 2 years. Subscribe because the next shift is already in motion, and the industry it hits might be yours. The shift has already begun. Now you know where it ends.